Hi, my name is Mohsin Ali. Today my presentation is about integrated framework of supervision and debriefing plan for our Janet case study. First of all, the content of this presentation is introduction, legal, ethical and organizational factors, contract and record keeping, then effective communication strategies, evaluation and feedback, then control procedure and resources, then there is then I will explain about condition model, and after that there will be conclusion of this case study. First of all, introduction of this case study details a serious circumstances concerning Janet, who was just hired and who lately claimed to have been sexually burned out by Jason. In this case study, I will explain about a worker who was recently hired in an agency and she is having some sexual harassment from her co-worker Jason. Jason discloses of Janet's improper conduct poses a serious issue that has to be addressed right now. In this case study, I will explain about a serious issue that should be disclosed right now. Case emphasizes how pivotal it is to have an encouraging directorial relationship. In this case study, I will emphasize how pivotal it is to have an encouraging directional relationship. Emphasizes the value of competent supervision, the development of a secure fellowship between job holder and executives. Then I will explain about then there is some legal, ethical and organizational factor that when someone is having these kind of issues, what should the organizational factors. Honest communication may be confined by the legal need to save secrecy and defend the rights of the person. All employees have a responsibility to guarantee that their staff and the individual who apply for a job according to AHRC. In this, there's some employees' responsibility that when someone is working with them, what are their responsibility, that if someone is having these kind of issues, they should take it seriously and they have to go to, and they have to clear these kind of issues. Then section 28 of the Sex Discrimination Act 1984 defines sexual harassment as when someone makes an unwanted sexual advance, asks for a sexual favor, or engages in other unwanted sexual suggestive behavior towards another individual. And then there's an Sex Discrimination Act 1984 which confined that if someone is having these kind of issues, what are the organizational factors and what should the organization do. Then there is a contract and record keeping. When we are doing supervision, we should do a contract and record keeping, that creating a thorough supervision incorporate ambitious for defending Janet's safety, offering emotional support and engaging enabling a fair inquiry process. When we are doing supervision with Janet, we should give her emotional support, and we should know that if she is having some trouble, we have to deal her according to that. Contract should be confidential. When we are doing supervision, the contract should be confidential, that we are not breaking Janet's privacy and confidentiality to the other people, which if we are doing that one, it can harm her mental health. Meeting should have an adaptive structure that permits both authorities and declarations. Maintaining accurate record is pivotal to supervision. Effective communication strategies and evaluation. When we are doing a supervision, the communication should be effective. That if effective communication relies heavily on active listening, particularly when dealing with emotionally charged issues. By using reflective listening strategies, make sure she feels heard and appreciated. Let Janet fully express her views and worries by attending to her. Establishing and communication are zero tolerance. When we are doing this, when we are doing supervision, we should establish a zero tolerance policy. Feedback. Effective reporting procedures should be offered. Organizations should help victims of bullying by offering coffers and backing in addition to prevention measures. Having access to employee support program, comfort services or community resources can aid in a person's healing from trauma. Control procedures. So when we are dealing with these kind of issues, there should be control procedure that if someone is having these kind of how we can control them, handle the issue effectively, and give Janet a secure and probative atmosphere. A strong incident reporting system is essential. Should have a straightforward, accessible, and a private way to share her experience. Resources. What are the resources which we can be beneficial in these kind of issues? Supervisors response, and then there should be clear audit traits and responsibility are promoted by atmosphere, and then incident reports, and then investigation process. Model. Coordination model of a supervision offers a thorough framework for attending to a supervisory conditions in a complicated scenario like gender education function. The aim of the educational part is to advance gender's experience, understanding, and capacities. The administrator or to offer focused chances for training and development. Aims to Janice's psychological health and job happiness. Janice should feel comfortable. Her studies and enterprises when her in a secure and acceptive train. Administrative function. It details making sure that Janet's job accomplishment is adequately supervised and supported. It's essential to help Janet in managing her workload to avoid further stress. And when we are dealing, we have to be clear that when she is managing her workload to avoid further stress, that she is not taking further more stress. If she will be in stress, she can have some other issues. Conclusion. Janet, an immature and driven worker at a community center, has encountered several difficulties. In conclusion, we can clearly say that she is a new and she is having troubleism, and a thorough framework has been created to meet Janet's requirement in terms of agreement. The supervisor can give Janet as atmosphere, educational support, executive, and agreement condition by enforcing the condition model. In this case study, we can say that the condition model will be a very essential, will be very helpful to deal these kind of issues. Then these are the references, and that's the end of my presentation. Thank you so much.